Hi, I'm Jan.
I'm Tracey, and today we are in Kiel, Germany. We are on day one of our first MSC cruise on the MSC Preziosa.
Let's go.
So this is the end of day one of our MSC Preziosa cruise. We left Kiel around 7 o'clock. It was really nice. We did not set up any official transfers with MSC, but when we did get to the train station in Kiel, there was a representative there on the train tracks and pointing us to where we needed to go. And then they took us to a bus, and I think it was €20 round trip. They took our luggage and everything. It was very seamless. We are on the shuttle, getting ready to get on the ship. So from the time that we were sitting in the lounge areas until when we were whisked away to our room area, it has been lovely. And first impressions is this is a beautiful ship. I had always heard that the ships were lovely. They're just out of this world. The picture windows, the vistas that they have, and the attention to detail is very, very nice. The staff has been very, very friendly. They try to get to know you. This is going to be a half capacity cruise compared to the one that we're going on next week. A lot of it is because they're not in the St. Petersburg, so there was not as much demand here. But so far, there hasn't been any place on the ship that we have been that there has been any place that we didn't enjoy. First impressions, I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, we roll into Copenhagen. We think we'll be off the ship by 8 o'clock, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, so good morning. We are in Copenhagen. Right behind us, we have the Little Mermaid statue inspired by Hans Christian Andersen, which is a famous Dane. And we're getting ready to go and walk through the city.
Just passed by the Little Mermaid statue. We're in Copenhagen, and we're just about to go into the old town part of Copenhagen. Right behind me is the St. Alban's church that dates back to 1885, and then there's a fountain here called the Gelfion Fountain. So behind me is the financial and political power of Copenhagen. They call it the birthplace of Copenhagen. That is a finance area, which is called the Borsen, as well as the Parliament building.
All right, so the building behind me is the Christiansborg Palace. It was actually started in 1907, completed in 1928. And what is significant is this is actually the government center of Copenhagen, more than of Denmark. Here in Copenhagen. What is even more amazing about it is the fact that it is the only capital of the world in which all three branches of government, the executive, the parliament, and the Supreme Court, all resides in that building. All right, so another kind of really neat building is right next to the Parliament, or the government building, is right behind me, which is the Borsen Building. This is actually the first stock exchange here in Copenhagen, which really allowed for Denmark to become a merchant and a trade empire during the earlier times. But it's really kind of cool. It has a really distinctive spire. It's actually 4 dragons, and their tails actually make up the roof there, which is pretty cool. All right, so the fountain behind me, for some reason, is called Stork Fountain.
So right behind me is the Holy Ghost Church. So up in the tower behind me is what is called the Golden Weather Girls, and what they have is women who are supposed to be on a bicycle. So when they're on the bicycle, it is supposed to be good weather, but when it's bad weather, they're supposed to have an umbrella. But if you look really closely, you'll notice that the weather is kind of in between, where they're sort of on a bicycle with the umbrella peeking out. They are said to be the most trusted women in Copenhagen. So right behind me is Tivoli Gardens. This is one of the oldest amusement parks in Europe, and the oldest obviously in Copenhagen. It was opened first in 1843. We are now standing in the King's Garden, and right behind me is the Rosenborg Castle. And this kind of actually reminds me a little bit of the Luxembourg Gardens in Paris.
No, it's not. We've had just a beautiful day here in Copenhagen. Nice kind of quaint little place. Yeah, just beautiful. All right, so that pretty much finishes Copenhagen for us. We're about ready to get on the shuttle, go back to the ship. I think we got a hot tub and dinner and maybe a drink or two ahead of us for our good work of walking around today. And then tomorrow we are
going to Fredericia, Denmark, which is where the Jelling Royal Mounds are. And this is where the king, Harald Bluetooth, converted their country to Christianity from Vikings.
All right.
It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Yeah, so you don't want to miss that. In fact, we have over another 11 or 12 different cruises, 46 more countries to go to. If you want to continue traveling with us, go on and hit subscribe, hit that like button, and as always, keep on traveling.